All right, just as a precursor to this episode, this is going to be like a beach trip with your stepfather. Two shorts and lots of advice. Okay, and so what we're going to talk about in this short, and I want you to stick to the end of it because I'm going to give you three very specific pieces of advice how not to live in a sea of sameness, but to create your own unique experience for your life. Hang in there. Let's go. Stop trying to fit in because it's impossible. There are over 130 million bits of information that are hitting you at any one time, hitting your synapses, hitting your nerves, hitting your senses. We are a constant receptor of all of the things around us hitting us simultaneously, but yet our brain can only make sense of about 126 pieces of information at any one time. So imagine this, you're sitting in a room full of people and everybody is listening to a presentation, and say there's 50 people in the room. There are 50 absolutely unique experiences going on in that room. If you had a camera in the corner of that room and they were looking at everybody and that camera had the ability to see thought bubbles above everybody's head, what they were listening to based on their learning style, based on what else they're thinking about. Are they an audio? Are they a visual learner? Are they a kinesthetic learner? And they're looking for things that they're going to be able to absorb based on their learning style. And then they're going to be thinking about other things that are infiltrating their thoughts. They could be thinking about fishing later, or a conversation that they had on a boat. Some people could be taking what they're seeing and thinking about building a great business or applying it to their business. Other people might be making a sale, and other people might be thinking about intimacy. They could be thinking about anything that distracts them, but I guarantee you, if there was 500 or 5,000 or 500,000 people in that room, everybody would be having an exact unique experience. So the question is, why do we spend so much time looking at everybody else's life, trying to mimic what they do to get what they have? The path that they went through to get what they have, to be who they are or to become who they have become, has been completely different based on the experiences that they had and the stimuli that's coming into them at any one time and how they're internalizing it. So why would you go through life being so lazy to simply try to mimic what you perceive is somebody else's experience? It makes absolutely no sense. And I would suggest that just mimicking what other people do and trying to emulate what they do is pretty lazy. Now, that doesn't mean you can't learn from it. That doesn't mean that you can't take lessons from that and apply it to your situation. But generally, people are going to be like, well, I want what they have, so I'm just going to do what they did. The great business builders, the people that I think are fulfilled, don't spend the rest of their life, or the great business builders and the people that ultimately at the end of the day are fulfilled at what they did not spend their entire life trying to live somebody else's dreams, trying to fulfill somebody else's future, trying to just be a carbon copy of somebody else that they met, because you are unique. Lean into that unique experience. Lean into that unique thinking. You're not weird. Everybody has weird, different, unique thoughts. Be open to those. Embrace those thoughts and use those to shape your future, your journey that's unique to you, that's going to make you satisfied and fulfilled. And when you do it, don't be envious of what other people have, because envy is the enemy of enlightenment. When you're spending your time being jealous or counting, what did Shaq say? Don't count other people's money. I heard him speaking and it was great. He said, don't count other people's money. Deion Sanders said, be where your feet are, okay? Both of those are different ways to say, be yourself and be good with yourself. Be who you are. Don't apologize for it, but lean into it and make it great for you. Only through your own experiences can you create a unique future that's yours and yours alone. Living somebody else's dreams and failing is a surefire way to waste your life on unimportant things. Think about it. I think if you look back at the last 10 years of your life and you realize, like, I didn't even want to do that. I just wanted it because I perceived that somebody else wanted it. And if you got behind the curtain and you saw those other people, you'd realize that they were no more happy or no more fulfilled than you are. And you ended up chasing this false idea of some future self of you. And at the end of the day, you were unable to achieve it because you weren't really passionate about that outcome. This episode of On the Homefront with Jeff Dudan is brought to you by Window Hero. Remember, not all heroes wear capes. Is that honeydew list growing and growing? Save your time and money by bringing in the experts at Window Hero. From gutter cleaning to pressure washing, Window Hero has got your property covered. Visit www.windowhero.com for your free consultation today. That's www.windowhero.com. Now, back to the show. Look, it's okay to be different. It's okay to be a little bit weird, and it is okay to be a lone wolf. You don't need a lot of people in your life. You just need a few great ones. And even in a group, everyone is there for different reasons. Many people borrow experiences because they are too lazy to craft their own unique journey. Life often sucks, but it doesn't have to be perfect to be great. And a life lived on your own terms is the ultimate satisfaction when you're looking back. Look, life does often suck, but it doesn't have to be perfect to be great for you. And a life lived on your own terms is the ultimate satisfaction when looking back. So always, you do you and do it great. I'm sitting here and I just reviewed the copy of the short that you just listened to, and I want to give you 3 actionable things to help you with being unique. Number 1, don't envy. I said it in the episode, but envy is the enemy of enlightenment. Look, there will always be somebody that's doing better than you, and there will always be somebody doing worse than you. There will always be somebody doing some things that you wish you were doing today that you hope to do in the future, and there's always going to be people that will never have the opportunity to do the things that you did yesterday. So envy is a complete waste of time, and it creates negative emotion, and it gets in the way. What you should do instead of envy is that you should genuinely celebrate other people's success. People know it when you're being genuine. People appreciate it when you're not looking at them and just saying, oh, well, making some excuse like, oh, it was lucky, they got an opportunity, it's a family business, whatever it is. Genuinely celebrate the work that people do, and they will know that you truly mean it. Next point, don't argue or negotiate with yourself to make excuses. We all do it. Oh, I shouldn't have to do that. I've already worked 12 hours today. It should be somebody else's job to do it. You continue to argue with yourself to put limitations on your potential, limitations on your time, limitations on what you can accomplish. Instead, do sit in awareness and listen to what the universe is trying to teach you. Take all of that negative self-talk, all of that negative self-limiting beliefs, all of that negative negotiation as to why it's unfair and you shouldn't have to do it, or like it happened to you and not for you, and put all that away and replace it with, okay, here's the situation. I see it clearly for what it is. Sit in awareness, sit quietly, and say, what is the universe teaching me right now? What am I learning? Oh my gosh, what an opportunity to be sitting here and to have this maybe horrible thing happen to me, maybe great thing happen to me, or maybe a neutral thing happens because you got completely ignored when you thought you did something great. What's the universe teaching me? And what can I do differently next time to create a different outcome for myself? Third and final point, stop dwelling on failure. Just stop. You can't have a breakthrough until you have multiple breakdowns. Dwelling on failure is the surest way to continue to have failures. Do embrace your failures, understand your failures, and most importantly, forgive your failures. These are unique strategies that most people struggle to do, but that's why 5% of the world creates almost 95% of the value in the world, because people that can get out of their own way and think extrospectively about themselves, view themselves objectively, and don't go into envy, don't negotiate and argue with yourself for self-limiting beliefs, and don't dwell on your failure. and you will have a much better life and you will be unique. And remember, you are having 1 out of 8 billion unique experiences on this planet. Nobody sees it like you do. Nobody has the potential that you do to see things differently. So make sure you embrace that and get out of that sea of sameness. Cheers.